His Excellency Professor Tan Sri Dato Sulkifli Abdul Razak, Vice President of University Saint Malaysia, His Excellency Professor Dato Dr. Jamil bin Osman, Rector of Islamic University College, His Excellency Professor Dr. Muhammad Hassan Muhammad Awar, Vice President of Al-Azhar University, President of Prince of Songkla University, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to kindly thank College of Islamic Studies, Prince of Songkla University, for giving me an opportunity to share my thinking on Islamic studies in a post-globalized society among distinguished scholars from all over the world. This international conference is truly a scholastic convention which will be referred to by Islamic researchers, academicians, university administrators, and policy makers for many years to come as a turning point of Islamic studies in the post-globalization era. First of all, may I offer my apology for my very limited understanding of Islamic studies, and particularly my ignorance of Islam. As a matter of fact, I am a Buddhist who received an academic training in political science. Thus, I will present my thinking. To be more accurate, my reflection on challenges of Islamic studies in a post-globalized society from a non-Muslim perspective. My first reflecting point. When I make a reflection on this world, I would like to offer my observations as follows. I find that the most outstanding characteristic of this world is diversity. This world, so-called the earth, is composed of a vast land called continent, ranges of mountains, high and low, branches of river, wide and narrow, large ocean encircling the land. This is our physical or geographical diversity. Then we can observe hundreds of thousands of species of plants, trees, animals, fishes, even fungi and bacteria on our land, in our ocean, and up in our atmosphere, which we still have not yet discovered them all. This is our biodiversity. On the human side, we can see human beings with different tribes, races, languages, cultures, faiths, colors, and ethnicities. We classify these differences as our human diversity. It is the fact that we all are living in a diversity of global environments, whether we like it or not. The challenge is how we are going to live together in this diverse world. This is the first challenge of Islamic studies. Throughout a history of human civilization, we observe that human beings not only gradually destroy physical and biological diversity, but also our human diversity at risk of destruction in form of conflict, confrontation, and war. The nature gives us diversities to enhance our human civilization, but we seem to run against the will of the nature. It is quite unfortunate that we use the gift of nature, diversity, in a negative or an unconstructive way. Actually, when we consider the fact of diversity carefully, we may state that diversity is the greatest gift of nature or God to this world, and particularly to mankind. Diversity is designed to give us strength and beauty, not weakness and conflict. The nature gives us diversity in order to enhance our capability to survive and progress, not a rationale to fight or destroy each other. I would like to see that Islamic studies will provide us with a wisdom on how to utilize this diversity as intended by the nature of God. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my second reflecting point. Among diversity as described, when we contemplate carefully on it, we can notice many commonalities among those diverse realities. First, we can see common values among human beings, regardless their tribe, race, language, religion, and the likes. They all share common values on peace, justice, friendship, equality, human rights, and human dignity, as well as love and sacrifice. These common values hold human beings with different backgrounds together. To be more specific, these common values transform diversity into unity and harmony. In other words, it is not wrong to say that there is a unity in diversity. This is an important, amazing quality of human being we received from the nature. Second, among all differences between human beings, we still can have unity when we respect and tolerate those differences. When we learn to recognize each individual as human being, we can see an equality and uniqueness of each person, each family, each society, and each nation. Everyone has a legitimate right to live and to be acknowledged in this world. As a consequence, respect and tolerance will rule our thinking, action, and attitude. With this logical thinking, this world can fully accommodate all people. On the opposite, when respect and tolerance disappear, our selfishness, prejudice, and greed will govern our action. As we observe that colonization, exploitation, and advantage taking over the poor and the weak will be resulted. These capitalization, according to human history, always lead to confrontation, conflict, and unfortunately, war among us. Therefore, the second challenge of Islamic study is how Islamic studies teach us on how to understand tolerance and respect in the middle of diversity in this world. When we can together lead this diverse world towards a unified world under peace and harmony. At this point, I would like to emphasize that through our wisdom, we can see a logical linkage between diversity and unity through tolerance and respect. Through this logic, tolerance and respect are truly a virtue of human being in creating peace and harmony in this global community. Peace and harmony is our highest hope in the post-globalized era. It is our duty and responsibility to use our intellectual ability, wisdom, and determination to obtain peace and harmony. Through this process, we shall truly understand the essence of human being and the essence of our diversity. I would like to call for Islamic studies to work on this issue. My third reflecting point. The nature does not give us only diversity in this world, but also give us curiosity in our mind. I would like to say that curiosity is the second greatest gift of nature, giving to human being. Curiosity is a critical driving force to obtain knowledge. A conduct of inquiry helps us to discover natural law and to establish a convention of ideas and concepts. What, when, where, why, and how are powerful questions that help us to understand ourselves and our world. When we arrange findings of those questions into a coherent, consistent, and systematic perspective, a knowledge on that particular subject will be discovered. Then, when we organize those discoveries into a more complex system and test them against empirical realities, a body of knowledge is resulted or produced. And consequently, a wisdom of human being is accumulated from one generation to the next generation. The product of this long process of accumulation is commonly known as human civilization. As a matter of fact, we have learned that Islamic civilization has contributed so much to human knowledge and wisdom. May I cite a few of them? Mathematics was invented by Muslim scholar. Medicine was advanced by Islamic researchers. Trading was implemented by Muslim entrepreneurs. Today, with your permission, I would like to encourage Islamic studies to further advance not only religious or cultural knowledge, but also professional education as exemplified by Islamic history of knowledge. My fourth reflecting point is on principles of human being. As a student of political theory, I uphold three basic principles of man, which serve as an essence of man. First, liberty. Each man has a right to choose his or her own destiny. No man can force any person to accept any particular destination of his life. Second, equality. Regardless of their race, ethnicity, language, social or economic status, political affiliation, they are all equal as a human being. Thus, no man shall deserve an unequal treatment. Third, freedom. Every man is born free. He has a free will to choose to act or not to choose not to act according to his will. We all have freedom to believe and to express our belief at our free will. To be specific, freedom is an essential part of being a man. Under these three basic principles, we need to develop a system or a society that can ensure this right of individuality. More importantly, we need to put such system into practice in reality of our world. This is the most important challenge of Islamic studies in a post-globalized society. We have to join hands to take up this challenge on our noble task and responsibility. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, when I reflect on future Islamic studies in 4 points as presented, I always keep in mind that Islamic studies must try to achieve 2 basic goals, which will determine the future of our mankind. First, growth and progress. Human society has to grow and make progress in order to advance and enhance our life, our living conditions, and our social and physical environments. We need to overcome poverty in every part of the world. We have to produce enough quantity of food to feed every people, particularly every child. We have to address the alarming problems of global warming and to minimize impacts of natural disaster on human lives. On the other hand, we have to advance our scientific discovery and technology to ensure our future development. Second, social security and social justice. In the course of growth and progress, we have to maintain social security and social justice. Without this awareness, growth and progress can easily produce an uneven development and social exploitation. The gap of growth and progress can create and fuel discontent among people in a social system. Due to this discontent, conflict, and social unrest, and sometimes war may be inevitable. Surprisingly, we observe a repetition of these destructive social impacts again and again in our history. To be specific, I am calling for Islamic studies which will lead to growth and progress, as well as to social security and social justice of our world, not conflict, confrontation, and war among us. In my conclusion, may I make some remarks as follows. Islamic studies must give us answer or solutions on how to understand and approach diversity in order to discover unity in diversity. Islamic studies must give us answer on how to understand the right meaning of tolerance, how to respect our differences, and how to live together among those differences in peace and harmony. Islamic studies must teach us, including our children, how to tolerate with wisdom, not a mere psychological or legal control. Then the tolerance through a wise understanding will bring about a unity and peace in our global community. Islamic studies must equip us with knowledge on how to build and secure peace in this diverse world. It is not only peace among Muslims, but also peace between Muslim and non-Muslims. Last but not least, I shall call for Islamic studies to contribute a professional and skill training, in addition to religious and cultural education. In a post-globalized society, we need to integrate Islamic studies and other academic or professional education in order to generate a more relevant and productive skill and knowledge for growth and progress, and for social security and social justice of our world today and the future. My dear colleagues and friends, through the reflection I have presented, may I share with you a small historical fact of Pattani, where we choose to be the venues of our conference today. About 700 to 800 years ago, Pattani was a well-established and renowned center of Islamic studies in Southeast Asia. Many scholars from this region had advanced many subjects of Islamic knowledge and technology, which benefited the Islamic world at large. Therefore, it is very appropriate for Pattani to serve as a convention of our intellectual and scholastic movement again today. I truly hope that through this conference, Pattani, College of Islamic Studies, Prince of Songkla University in particular, will revitalize a history of Islamic studies in this region in order to advance our knowledge and wisdom on Islamic sciences and technology for the global community of Islam again. As a Buddhist, I was taught to learn the law of nature and to live according to that law. Thus, my life and my living will be in peace and harmony. With a similar logic, I believe that my Muslim brothers and sisters are taught to learn the law of God and to live according to that law. Thus, their life and living will be in peace and harmony. To me, this is an important common values between Buddhism and Islam. Therefore, in this conference and our future collaboration, I am confident that we will be able to work together and share our wisdom on Islamic studies in order to further advance the subject matter of Islamic sciences and technology. And eventually, we will know how to live together in peace and harmony. This means we can practice diversity and unity in our real world. And this is our goal and our dream. Thank you very much for your attention.